You cannot stop us. We will take the power that we deserve.
You could bloody well try.
That will not go unpunished. Gah! Solstice of pain.
Wait a sec. I have a feeling my luck's about to run out.
Too late. The fourth edict already burns for your world. Her only salvation is written in ash.
Still alive.
The mother soul.
What do you know?
We that dreamed, we in nightmare, we that are one. She of chilling sorrow, we that fail.
Beautiful.
Hey guys, Dante here, back with another little video. And in this one I'll be showing you guys the build that I'm currently playing after the Hexblast Demon Lady. And I am a Gemling Legionnaire stacking a boatload of mana, a boatload of int, and a lot of lightning damage. Yeah. And man, this one's a doozy, so buckle up because it's gonna be a wild ride. Okay, so let's get right into the build, starting with how the build works. So basically, you see I'm casting Conductivity linked to multiple support gems, which we're gonna get into, starting with Impending Doom. This is our main damage dealer. So trigger Doom Blast when curses from supported skills expire, right? So that's why we're using Conductivity, because we're stacking with Archmage. We're getting a lot of lightning damage, lowers the lightning res of the enemies, and when the curse expires, it go boom and it does a lot of damage. So basically that's it. Now, the way you trigger Impending Doom is, the best way would be with the Consecrated Ground. So you see I'm using, if I remove my Spell Cascade, there we go. When it goes poof, that's when the damage does, right? So if you cast it like this, every time it goes poof, 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 it basically does damage. So that's when the hit occurs, right? For clear, I'm using Spell Cascade to just have a better clear. But yeah, we're basically casting Conductivity linked to Impending Doom, linked to Curse Ground to proc Impending Doom, and then the Impending Doom does all the damage. So when you see it cast Doom Blast, so you deal base chaos damage equal to 50% of your current mana, so that's a lot of mana that we couldn't have, but this gets eclipsed by the fact that we're using Archmage support. That gives you a lot of lightning damage. So speaking of Archmage, here we are. We are non-channeling spells gain 9% increased damage as extra lightning for each 100 maximum mana you have. So we got 13,000 mana, so you get 9% per 100 mana. That's a lot of extra lightning damage, right? So big damage, mana equals damage, mana equals survivability, mana equals quality of life, and yeah. So again from the top, Conductivity is linked to Impending Doom, Curse Ground, Control Destruction, Spell Cascade, and Arcane Tempo. when you cast it with Curse Ground, the curse expires and it will proc Doom Blast. Doom Blast is the one doing the damage. Okay? Great. Moving forward, I'm using Orb of Storms for lightning exposure and strip away. That's the main purpose of it. So on the boss fight, you cast Orb of Storms, and every time you cast, you do your damage. This one will strip the lightning res and unaffected exposure. I am using Blasphemy linked to Temp Chains, Ritualistic Curse, Heightened Curse, and Encumbrance for a safety measure. This is basically my defense because Temp Chains with Ritualistic Curse and Hiding Curse slow the enemies about I think almost 40%, so it's really good. Giving you a nice defensive layer since we don't have any armor, we don't have any evasion, so the slower the enemy is, the faster the more time you have to react and dodge the enemy attacks. Ritualistic Curse has this line: skills erupt after 30% increased delay. This line does not apply because it's linked to Blasphemy, so it's on all the time. So you just get the 50% increased area effect. If I had a 6 linked, I would put Magnified effect in there for more safetyness, whatever. Grim Feast, as usual for any ES build. You already know what Grim Fist does. 50% spawn on Remnant, and that will make your energy shield overflow. So that's why in maps you will see that my ES goes up to like 12.3k, so really good. Archmage is the main culprit for the damage. Like I said, non-channeling spells gain 9%. We're getting 9 because of the extra quality. As extra lightning damage for each 100 mana, stack mana, get damage. Okay, so non-channeling spells cost an additional 5.1 of your maximum mana. Okay, so this line is important because if you spam it in maps and more of these trigger, like even the Curse Ground, the enemy walks on the Curse Ground and then they walk out of it, it'll cost another 5.1% of your mana. So it has like a double cost to say. So make sure to keep that in mind. Blink is our mobility skill linked to Ingenuity and Wind Wave. Trigger Wind Wave when stunned while using supporter skills. I think what this means is that whenever you're stunned, it just knocks enemy back. I don't know, I guess. Let me know. And I'm using Overwhelming Presence with nothing else linked, just for increased chance for my Orb of Storms to shock. Other than that, let's see. Oh yeah, I'm using Sigil of Power. This is really important. Sigil of Power grants you 40% more spell damage per stage, right? I get it from my offhand. We're gonna get that into the gearing section. So I just pop this on bosses. I get this circle, and I get more spell damage per stage. Then I cast Conductivity. The Sigil of Power persists. I still get the bonus, and I get more damage. And every time I cast, because my mana cost is so high, I get like 2, 3, 4 maybe stacks when fighting a boss. I'm thinking what supports I should put there, maybe like increased duration, but I already have persistence linked to Soul Offering. So I'll update the guide in the description as the build progresses, so make sure to keep an eye on that one. Now, the good part, Soul Offering. I wanted to use a Scepter because of the boatload of spirit that you get. As you can see, I have 322 with an extra 22 spirit, which I don't know what to use on. For all my auras, for Blasphemy, for Grand Feast, for Archmage, for Blink, for Overwhelming Presence. Now, since we're going to Curse and we're not getting cast speed or plus levels of lightning gems spells or whatever, the best thing you can do is get mana and preferably int on this. And why I want a Rattling Scepter for the Skeletal Warriors is so I can use Soul Offering. Soul Offering linked to with Persistence, Font of Mana, and Ablation gives us 30% more spell damage. So, like, for these links, for 37% more spell damage is a no-brainer. 100% would recommend this setup if you can afford it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get something good. Okay. Let's see here. My skeletal warriors, like I said, I'm using them strictly just for soul offering, so I'm linking them with mid shield, elemental army, minion mastery, and last gasp. So they can just stay longer with me, so I can kill them myself. Alright, so those are the gems that I am currently rocking. And them supports. Okay, I think that's it. Let's get into the gear. Now, the gear is really important. Like I said, I'm using the Rattling Scepter, so I can use Soul Offering. I would recommend getting percent Spirit, a lot of mana, and Int. Those are the only 3 stats you want on your Rattling Scepter. Nothing else really matters. Of course, if you get like double stats, Strength and Int, it would be better because you need Strength for some pieces of your gear. So yeah, that's the weapon. For the rings, actually let's leave the rare pieces last. For my chest piece, I'm using Warrior Invictus. It is the best in slot chest for this build with percent increased attributes per socket, rune, or soul core, and 5% increased maximum mana per soul core. Ideally, you want to have this corrupted with 5 sockets, so you get 10% increased max mana, and you get an additional 25% increased attributes and 25% increased maximum mana. The best in slot shield for this one is Mahusutl Machinations, or whatever how you can pronounce it. Strictly of the second line, 631% increased effect of socketed soul cores. Again, ideally, the best in slot thing would have a corruption with 3 sockets, so you can socket more maximum mana. This goes for all your gear. As you can see here, I have 13,132 mana. If I take this off, I got 7,000 mana. So this shield is absolutely insane, giving us over 6,000 mana. If I had the third socket, it would be more mana, as you can imagine. More mana, more damage. And what I'm saying about defenses when regards to mana is because of the amulet, Everlasting Gaze. I'm sure you saw it on a lot of Archmage builds or whatever builds. The main thing that you want on this one is the gain 20 to 30% of your maximum mana as extra maximum energy shield. This gives us our survivability, our huge ES pool, and allowing us to take Eldritch Battery. We're gonna get in that soon. For my build, I am using Ingenuity. Ideally, you want at least a 70% roll on increased bonuses from equipped rings. It will make getting resistances and your mana and everything a lot easier. If it's too expensive, go with a rare belt with a lot of resistances and mana until you have enough money to buy Ingenuity or get it. There we go. Alright, so those are the rare pieces of gear. Let's go into the unique pieces of gear. Let's get into the rare ones. The gloves, the main thing you want is mana, int, resistances. That's the main thing you want on your gloves. Very important, do not get fooled by prices of gear having high energy shield rolls if they do not have high int or high mana, because mana equals energy shield, not the flat one. I think I have a pair here somewhere, for example. Look, this one. So this one, almost 200 ES, no int, and just a little bit of mana, right? If I equip this, my ES goes lower and my mana goes lower, so it's a net loss. compared to this one, which has 47 ES. So do not get fooled by items being overpriced and having no mana, no int, and just a high ES pool. Do not prioritize high ES pool, prioritize int, mana, and your resistances. Try to get a ES base if possible, so you save your dex and int nodes on your tree, so you can get more int. I have failed to do so in my search for gear. Okay. Same goes for the boots. As you can see, 61 ES, but it gives me a lot. Like, it gives me 300, 400 ES from this base just because it has high mana and high int. Focus on getting int, mana, resistances, and movement speed on your boots. For the helmet, the same. Int, mana, resistances. That's all you want. Alrighty, for the rings, getting your resistances with ingenuity is very hard and easy at the same time, I would say. For example, if I have this ring, I take it off, my resistances are in the toilet. If I put it on, I'm capped, almost. So yeah, getting int, mana, cast speed, lightning damage, mana regeneration. That's the main thing you want on your rings, and preferably if you can squeeze it in, rarity. Same for this one. I got high mana, high int, res, and mana regeneration rate. The thing is, with ingenuity, if you got like this ring, like 93% increased mana regeneration, as you can see here, 2784, I take it off, 1600, so it's 1000 mana regeneration just from this one, which is very important. Alright, so that's pretty much the gear. Let's hop into the skill tree. In the skill tree, this is what we're currently rocking. We're a Gemling Legionnaire going for this path right here. This is the main thing why we want. Inherited bonus from intelligence, strength, and dex are doubled. So int gives you 2 mana per 1 intelligence. See, every 1 intelligence grants you 2 mana. Now, 1 intelligence will give us 4 mana, so it's a no-brainer. This one is like, whatever, but it's good quality of life, I guess, but we got enough attributes, I think. And then on the left side, we're going for the quality and 30% less cost of skills, because if I unspec this, my mana cost for conductivity will go over 1000, and it will be very, very difficult to sustain. I would love to get the +1, but this one's just too high quality of life and too hard to pass up. Like I said, all my passive points go into int, and preferably just use the minimum points that you need to get your attributes for your gear and stuff. And yeah, just path this way, take the lightning damage, path all the way up. I'm taking Eternal Youth, so my life flask applies to my energy shield. So whenever I'm damaged, I can just press my life flask and my ES goes back up. Go here, take Chaos Inoculation, so you're avoid immune to Chaos damage. And basically just get a lot of lightning nodes, a lot of int, a lot of ES, a lot of mana regeneration, and some curse wheels, like increase effect of curses, area of curses, and stuff like that. Alright, so as you can see, pretty straightforward tree, nothing too fancy. Just mana regeneration, ES, and int. In regards of the jewels that I'm using this one, Control Metamorphosis, in a very large ring. I don't know if it's the best. I mean, it's 1 divine and it saves you a little bit, it saves you some points so you can spec somewhere else. For 1 divine, what the jewel's worth, I am getting Arcane Intensity, I am getting Eldritch Battery, I am getting Arcane Blossom, and I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm getting those without needing to... Oh, and this one, and Dreamcatcher, just for 25% increased spell damage while on full energy shield. Which you can be almost all the time, thanks to Eternal Youth even on bossing. So I get 1, 2, 3, and what is it, 4 points without specking to them. But that saves me 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it saves me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it saves me 11 points basically, this jewel here. I would like to try other sizes in other locations, but since we don't have a PoB, it's proving a bit difficult. Over here I have this Against the Darkness, which can roll up to 4% increased attributes, not 3, but it's very difficult to buy one. Again, I think I bought this one for like 1 divine. And every notable passive skills in radius also grant 3% increase int, going up to 4%, but I probably should try and divine, but I'm too cheap. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 notables, so that is 4 times 3, 12% increased int. So yeah, that's the jewel over there. For the rare jewels, I am using just max ES, mana regeneration. Trigger spells deal increased damage because Impending Doom is a trigger spell. Mana regeneration, max ES, increased effect of curses. You can get spell damage, cast speed, stuff like that. What is this? Curse duration, area effect of curses, max ES, cast speed, increased ES, and stuff like that. You kind of get the idea. Anything like spell damage, trigger spell damage, percent energy shield, mana regeneration, and I think lightning pen. I think you can get. I don't have any lightning pen. So that is it for the tree, the gear, and the gems. Let's go do a map real quick. I have a good one over here. Let's do something not too crazy. Let's see. I tried to get a tier 16, but I really wasn't lucky. 200% 80, 280. This one's kind of rippy though. Charcoal, poison. Ah, you know what? Fuck it, let's go. Okay, like I said, for single target on bosses, you want to socket in Conk Effect and Spell Echo instead of Arcane Tempo and Spell Cascade. I'm sorry if I didn't mention that. So let's do this map real quick and see how it goes. With Blink is our main skill, mobility skill. It's not that bad. As you can see, everything is slowed, so it's pretty safe for me, even on a map as rippy as this one. Clear is really good in my opinion. Coming from the Hex Blast, this is very familiar. Pop this breach. I have had 0 problems with this build so far. Hopefully it stays like that. I have done pinnacle bosses, as you saw in the video. I've done citadels, and I think this build is actually pretty fun. Everything's shocked, slowed. As you can see, my mana is starting to go down, and if my mana goes down, my damage goes down. I'll just loot that later, but we're always top of energy, so we're getting that bonus from tier 1 and tier 16, very nice. So we're getting that bonus from the passive skill tree, and we are also, because we're stacking int, we're getting a 2% increased spell damage per, I don't remember the wording, let me see, we're getting this one right here, 3% increased spell damage per 100 mana. So yeah, we're double, triple dipping in everything we can.
Need a sec. Easy.
That was a rare, didn't even see him. Like I said, I'm gonna loot once I'm done so I don't keep you guys waiting too much. Now where is this boss at? I can show you the gem swap. That was another rare, didn't even see him, he just disappeared.
Need more time.
I would love to have more cast speed. I think this is the boss. Yes, okay, so I'm gonna give you an example of what to do. Like on map bosses, you don't need to do this. So you just swap this. You go in.
We share a love of gold.
Cast this.
Show me your treasures,
Cast your
and I shall show you
soul thingy. Don't get hit. And then start whamming. She's already stunned. And I'm not even getting bonuses from Sigil of Power. And that was max difficulty. As you can see here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, pretty damn easy. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I do try to answer each and every one of you to the best of my abilities. And yeah, guide will be in the description as always. And yeah, thanks to you guys. Now we got channel memberships. If you guys want to become a member, feel free to do so, but you are not obligated in any way, shape, or form. But I would appreciate it. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, take care and stay safe.